And welcome. I'm Cher, the Shadow Walker, and I'm taking a look at cryptid sightings across British Columbia, Alaska, the Northwest Territories, and the Northwest Pacific states. So I'm starting with British Columbia, and a grandfather and his two grandchildren in the evening hours at approximately just before 7 p.m. in central Saanich on Alec Road. That's on Vancouver Island. They saw a creature standing in the woods near a logging road. It made a distinctive monkey chatter vocalizations before turning and walking away into the brush. And they reported it to the Sasquatch research team and community log sightings. And there was a hellhound seen on the 1st at 11:15 p.m. in the evening between 100 Mile House in Clearwater in the interior of BC. It was reported that a large canine like bipedal moving rapidly across a private farm perimeter. The creature was observed jumping a 5-foot fence with minimal effort, and it was reported to the local RCMP as a suspicious animal slash trespasser. And a skinwalker spider humanoid. There was two witnesses, and it was on April 1st at 12:45 a.m. in the Prince George area of 2000 block of First Avenue. An unauthorized presence was caught on a perimeter security. The figure was described as having distorted proportions, moving like a non-human rhythmic fashion inside a gated compound. It was reported to the Prince George RCMP. And a spider humanoid slash Mothman. One person on April the 2nd at 3:30 a.m. in the Vernon, Okanagan region described a scuttering multi-limbed figure moving along a roof line of an outbuilding. The witness noted the creature had reflective eyes that moved with high speed. Oh, and it moved with high speed when illuminating by the flashlight. And they reported it to move on. In the Northwest Territories, Yellowknife, and the Yukon, we're going to start with the Yukon first. Two people at 4:20 p.m. on April the 1st, south of Pelly Crossing near Stewart Crossing Junction, observed on the ridge above the highway a creature approximately 8 feet tall, clay in color. It was seen looking down at the road before retreating into the dense timber as the vehicle slowed down. It was reported to the local community log and shared with the Yukon Paranormal Documentation Project. And a dog man, and they slash and they put wolf-like humanoid on this one. So one person on April 1st at 2:45 a.m. in the Yellowknife Northwest Territory area near V Lake on the outskirts. The witness reported a huge wolf-like figure standing on hind legs near a parked truck. The creature was seen sniffing the air and then moved into the shadows with a fluid predatory gait, and it was reported to the private paranormal registry. I was wondering if anybody up there that is doing this private paranormal registry groups, if they will look at these vehicles and see if they use a light, if they can't find a handprint on the vehicle. And a skinwalker, three travelers at 1:15 a.m. on April 1st on Highway 3 in the Yellowknife Highway area. A coyote-like animal was seen running along a vehicle at speeds of roughly 100 kilometers an hour. The witness stated the creature appeared to have human-like joints and reflective eyes that did not match a standard canine. They reported it to the community elders and the digital cryptid tracking database. And a Mothman at 11:50 on April the 1st, and that's p.m., at Whitehorse, Yukon area near Robert Campbell Bridge. A large dark figure with a wingspan of estimated of 10 feet was seen gliding silently from the riverbank towards the downtown. The witness reported feeling of intense dread during the sighting, and they reported it to the Whitehorse local sightings form. And a spider humanoid was seen by two people at 3 a.m. on April the 1st in the Yellowknife Old Town area. Witnesses reported the thin, multi-limbed entity skittering up the side of a residential building. It moved with extreme agility and disappeared onto the roof within seconds of being spotted. They reported it to the Night Watch Security and a paranormal research log. Washington State, over the past 48 hours, two hikers saw a Bigfoot at 1:15 p.m. on April the 1st in the Okanagan-Wachi National Forest near the lake. The creature was observed crossing a dry creek bed. It was described as having dark reddish-brown fur and moving with a heavy, lugging stride. It stopped briefly to look towards the witnesses before entering the dense stand of Douglas firs, and they reported it to the Bigfoot Field Research. And a dog man by one person was witnessed at 10:45 p.m. on April 1st in the outskirts of the Woolly Valley area. A motorist reported a large upright canine standing on the shoulder of Highway 20. The creature's eyes reflected amber in the headlights. It retreated into the tree line on all fours as the vehicle approached, and they reported it to the local sheriff's office. And a Mothman was seen by one person at 8:20 p.m. in Tacoma, in the Port of Tacoma industrial area. The witness described the massive bird-like man with a wingspan of 8 to 10 feet, perched on a crane. It took flight silently when spotted with a spotlight, and it moved towards the Commencement Bay area. And they reported it to the National Bird/UFO Reporting Center for paranormal research. And a spider humanoid was seen by two people at 2:55 on April the 2nd, and that's AM, in Spokane near the High Bridge Park area. Two individuals reported a pale, thin entity with disproportionately long limbs crawling vertically down a rock face. The movement was described as mechanical and jittery and resembling a spider. They reported it to the Spokane City Police, and yeah, they didn't report it to any cryptid files. And a hellhound was spotted by one person at 12:10 p.m. on April 1st, early morning hour. It's in the AM, and it was in Yakima County. A resident reported a pitch black dog with about the size of a calf, he says, with red glowing eyes standing near their driveway. The creature vanished instantly when the witness stepped outside with a flashlight, and he reported it to the Community Security Patrol. So in Idaho, over the past 48 hours, three campers at 10:15 on April 1st near the Caribou-Targhee National Forest near Big Springs. The witnesses reported heavy bipedal footsteps circling their campsite. One witness observed a large, dark silhouette standing approximately 7.5 feet tall near a tree line. The creature let out a deep, vibrating chest growl before moving off through the brush towards Henry's Fork area, and they reported it to the local ranger station and to the Idaho Sasquatch Research Group. And a dog man was witnessed by one person at 1:40 a.m. on April the 1st in Boise foothills near the Military Reserve Trails. A night trail runner reported a large muscular canine standing upright on two legs. The creature was leaning against a rock outcrop and watched the witness pass. It was described as having a pointed muzzle and ears that sat high on its head, and they reported it to the Boise Police Department and the Cryptid Encounter Base. And a spider humanoid was witnessed by one person at 11:55 p.m. on April the 1st in Aui near Silver City in the Ghost Town Road area. The motorist reported a distorted pale figure running on all fours that transitioned into a bipedal runner, and crossed the road. It moved with impossible speed and appeared to have elongated limbs and a deer-like head. And they reported it to the Alwy County Sheriff's Office and the local community elders. And two people witnessed a Mothman on April 1st at 9:30 p.m. in the Palacto area near the river, described as a massive black shape with wingspan of 8 feet. That's smaller than usual. The creature was seen gliding silently under the bridge. The witness noted their vibrant red eyes, and it stayed fixed on them until it disappeared into the darkness. And they reported to the National Bird and UFO Reporting Center in Palacto Paranormal Form. And a spider humanoid was witnessed by one person at 3:15 a.m. on April the 2nd, early morning hours, and it was in the Coeur d'Alene area near Tubbs Hill. The witness reported a spindly, multi-jointed entity crawling rapidly down a vertical rock face. It was described as having a torso similar to a human, but with extra needle-like appendages that it used to grip the terrain, and they reported it to the park security, and that's a great descriptive narrative they gave. In the last 48 hours in Montana State, two local ranchers and a farmhand at 6:45 p.m. on April the 1st in the Blackfoot Valley area witnessed a large bipedal figure covered with dark matted hair moving through the willow thicket near the creek. The creature was reportedly hunching as it moved and let out a series of high-pitched whistles before disappearing into the timbers. They reported it to the Montana Sasquatch Research Team. And a dog man, one person witnessed one at 12:30 a.m. in Madison County and the outskirts of Innis. And the creature was reportedly low-slung, hyena-like canine with sloping back and unusually large head. It was observed stalking the perimeter of a sheep pasture. It moved with a limp gait on all fours, but stood briefly on its hinds to look over the fence, and they reported it to the Madison Sheriff's Office. And a spider humanoid was witnessed by two people at 2:15 a.m. on April the 1st near Glacier County, near Brownings area. A pale skeletal figure was seen running parallel to the vehicle at high speeds. The witness described it as having unnatural limbs movement, the eyes that glowed with a white, non-reflective light. And they reported it to the community leaders and to the regional paranormal reporting database. And a Mothman, one person witnessed at 10 p.m. in the Missoula area near the Hellgate Canyon area. The witness reported a dark man-shaped figure with massive wings perched on the rocky outcrop. As the witness approached, the creature pushed off and glided silently across Clark Forks River. And they reported it to the Western Montana Ghost and Cryptid Hunters and to the National Bird and UFO Reporting Center. And a spider humanoid was witnessed by one person at 3:45 a.m. in the Billings area near Rimrock. The multi-limbed entity was described as skittering along the sandstone cliff. The witness noticed it's moved with a jerky spider-like movement, and they noticed that it appeared oily in the moonlight. They reported it to the Billings Police Department as a suspicious activity call. And that is it for that area. Thank you so much for listening. Have an absolutely wonderful day and a safe weekend, and happy Easter to everyone. And if you could, like, share, and subscribe. And thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. Bye.